Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in live right here at KNTV Channel 21. We are Stay Lit Community Youth Services, living in truth. Our mission is to foster community relations throughout the Auburn Gresham and the Inglewoods communities. Our focus is on delinquency and violence prevention. We strive each day to collaborate with community partners to offer supportive services for youth and emerging leaders, empowering young women and young men to lead healthy, productive lives. So we want you to join the Stay Lit movement. We are here today, again, just wanting to have a conversation about all of the awesome things we've done over the last couple of months. My name is Dr. Carol Collum. I am the Executive Director for Stay Lit, and I have with me Nakaya and I have with me Jade, and they're going to introduce themselves and just share with you who they are and what they do with the group Stay Lit.
Hi, I am Nakaya Timberlake, and I am a 19-year-old sophomore in college that I attend Kennedy King.
My name is Jade Cross French, and I am a lead volunteer here at Stay Lit, and I'm excited to be on the show today to talk about what we've done this summer and what we got coming up.
Yes, and you know, if you want to join in the conversation, call in live while we're here in the studio. You can call 312-738-1060. 312-738-1060 to be a part of the conversation. And if you wanted to give us some suggestions, just have some type of comments to chime in with us, we invite you and welcome you to do that. Okay, our contact information. In the event you wanted to connect with us, our phone number is 773-797-2008, and our email address is staylitcys@gmail.com. We are located 459 West on 79th Street on the corner of 79th and Normal, and we welcome you to come by at any time. Call us, email us, let us know that you want to be included on our email blast or just for us to send you a text message when we have upcoming events. So let's jump right in. Miss Nakaya, you said you were a college student. You are a youth ambassador with Stay Lit.
Yes.
How did you come in contact with us?
I came in contact with Stay Lit from my grandmother.
Okay, and of course your grandmother mentioned to you that we had this opportunity, and your grandmom is a friend of my mother, and so, you know, of course we have the Mothers of Zion talking and having a conversation, and they thought it was a good idea for us to connect, and I think they were right. What you think?
Yes, they were right on.
Yeah, so no, we are just delighted to have you a part of the team, of the family, of course. And you know, what was your first encounter? Like, what was that like? Hanging with us?
It was amazing. It was fun to see how much that I can get into, how much that they bring the youth in, how they help us, and how they have great opportunities.
So what was like the first event that you did with us? Do you remember?
My first event was at the gala.
At the gala, right. You actually did attend the gala with us. So, like, what was that like for you? Do you remember, like, your first impression? Kind of talk through that.
It was a great experience. I felt like that. At first, I was like, is it going to be kids? How was it? What was really about? And then once I got there, I got to see all of the kids, how nice they was, how they had get done doing the Stay Lit, and how they have done. So it was a great experience.
Yes, and Miss Jade, you actually helped us plan that, roll that out. Give us a little insight on what this gala Nakaya is talking about. It was actually called the Emerging Stars Gala.
Yes.
So you were a part of that planning. So tell us a little bit more about that event and what was the purpose and point behind that.
That was actually the first time, and I had reached out to Dr. Collum about collaborating and about partnering with Stay Lit. We had an idea at first that we wanted to roll out, but we turned it into something even better. And I'm glad that we had the opportunity to highlight the kids. So the gala was to really highlight the kids and to bring in the youth in the community who were doing something, and they were being highlighted for the work that they'd done. So that was very memorable for me. Like, that was like my foot into like community work and working, you know, with the youth directly with Dr. Collins. So that was an amazing experience. And then like just rolling out the gala, putting together my planning, you know, I'm really strong in planning like events and setting up for events and like shooting out ideas. So we were able to shoot ideas off each other, and we came up with the gala. It was beautiful, it was colorful. We had a photo booth, we had the Mothers of Zion serving, and the alderman was there. He actually facilitated the event for us, and that was something that I felt like the kids were able to remember going forward as well. That was a very impactful event, and the way that it rolled out, it was really good, and I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, I think because as we were planning that, we thought specifically to acknowledge and appreciate the young people that had participated in the service learning activities throughout that particular academic school year. So they actually received certificates of appreciation, and literally they were awarded that on that evening. They kind of dressed up, and we made a big deal out of it. Gave them some, some nice dinner, served that, music. But I think the certificate of appreciation really is what went over extremely well. So here's something they can add to their resume, right? Something, again, where they were able to shake the alderman's hand, where he was able to say, thank you for contributing, your time and your effort and your energy to the 17th Ward. Because some of the things that we did included like a community cleanup. It included, going down to city council and, participating in understanding this whole governmental layout and, understanding how your voice really matters. And so, the youth gave us a lot of input where we were able to spearhead a lot of events in the community, and so we just wanted to appreciate
them.
And
the resource guide. And the resource guide it was presented actually at the gala, which was pretty cool. It was a colorful guide that provided the youth resources within the Auburn Gresham community, where they can go to parks if they needed resources for after school programs, jobs that would hire, in the local community. So that was pretty cool that the kids were able to, put that together, and we thanked them for that through the gala. Yeah. And it started our relationship.
Yes, and so Nakai, that was your first interaction with us, but like, what was your thoughts after the event now? What did you think of Stay Lit after that?
After the event, what I thought of Stay Lit was, okay, when can I join? When can I do this? When can I do that? How do I have to do this? What all do I need to do this? It was just wonderful. Like, okay, grandma, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need her phone number. I just got to get in. I got to get in ASAP.
Right. Well, and again, we appreciate that. And then, you know, right after that, we did the Coffee, Cops, and Community Breakfast, right? Yes. And so, Jay, what did you think that actual event, you know, the meaning or the impact of that? Because this particular event is where we facilitated an opportunity for the alderman's office and for the police department to come literally in the community at a local church to share their concerns and or testimonies, because we realize most people are unable to get to the police department or the alderman's office for non-emergency, you know, issues, concerns, matters. And so here's an event that Stay Lit was able to facilitate, where the local community, anyone was able to come and have breakfast. And we had some real breakfast, right? We had pancakes, eggs, bacon, you know, sausage, grits. You know, and so what do you think the impact, how do you believe the community received that?
I want to share like a small snippet of what I seen happen through my lenses. So it was a lady who grandson he had an incident, and one of the police officers who was there, who responded to the woman's son, she was able to connect with
that's
the
powerful.
lady. So that was, I mean, just to get to know that, because they didn't know each other prior to that.
Right.
They didn't. So that's one of the ways that the alderman, bringing the alderman, the community members, and the police officers together, you know, we get to create a community that's actually protected and where you feel safe, and you don't have to wonder if they're against you, because they got to know their residents in that moment. So I thought that was very powerful and very innovative, and more people should start doing it.
Yeah, and again, the powerful thing is it opened that line of communication. So even if it was a concern that you felt was not addressed appropriately, so let me just be clear, you know, that was the opportunity to say, hey, you know, I believe you should step up your game in this area, or whatever the case,
Which they didn't hold back on.
And so this is what we want to make clear. Whatever perspective that you have, it was openly received, right? And so, Nakaya, you actually made a suggestion at that
did.
event. So, tell us about that, and what made you state that?
What made me state my suggestion about taking pictures when you see something that's happening, I actually got the closure that it's okay to take the picture when something is happening, just like it's okay to speak up when you know that there is a problem.
Right.
So it was a wonderful experience. I got my closure, I got my connection, and now I actually do feel safe to be able to say, well, I seen this and I feel that something needs to be done about it.
Right, because we're a little skeptical about people always taking pictures. We're in the technological age, right? People are always videoing and taking pictures, and so we have to be careful. There is a boundary, you know, around that, you know, personal rights of individuals. But again, asking permission or just letting them know, announcing I'm recording, you know, because you have to protect that person's rights. Because if they say I do not want you to record it, of course you would need to honor that, right?
And audio. You can't audio record, but you can capture what's happening in that moment.
So then that's the difference between the video and the picture. Thank you for clarifying that. So, you know, again, those kinds of events allow the young people to experience the importance behind their voice. And so this is what Stay Lit is all about. And I just got to say again, if you need to contact us, call us at 773-797-2008 or email us at staylitcys@gmail.com. Visit us at 459 West 79th Street on the corner of 79th and Normal, because we are really equipping the next generation. We are just, again, overjoyed to have the opportunity to sharpen and pour into emerging leaders. Because as you all see, you know, we have a diamond sitting right here, a jewel sitting right here that we don't want to miss the opportunity to help cultivate and develop. So, you know, either join the Stay Lit movement or, you know, find you someone to mentor, find you someone to pour into, because our youth need us. They truly need us. And again, I believe it's other people that are doing some great things. You know, and that brings me to the parade. You know, the Inglewood Parade that we participated in. Nakai, you were right there with that too.
Yes.
You know, but you know, we're talking about, again, opportunities of allowing young people to have fun, but then take pride in their community, right? We service Inglewood, we service Auburn Gresham, and we had an opportunity to allow young people to walk through the community and have a sense of pride where they live. So I want both of you all to kind of chime in about that. How did you feel experiencing the Inglewood Parade and walking in the parade, and what did you feel that it meant?
It was actually my first ever parade that I ever got to attend and walk in. It was a wonderful experience to see how kids come together, how walking, how people was yelling, "That's Stay Lit!" It was a wonderful experience, and I hope that each and every one of us got a chance to really experience the feel that it is okay to walk through a parade, and it is okay to actually be able to walk with Stay Lit.
But no, you met the celebrity, right?
Yes.
What was
I
his
did.
name?
El
El
Hitter.
Hitter.
Look, we still, because you know I'm
yeah.
so out of touch, everybody.
Yeah, and I ain't too big on the rap and hip hop music either.
But it was amazing.
Platforms that Stay Lit is able to provide for the youth is like the opportunities are endless. When I say that, I mean that literally, and it's like the limits that the kids can go to after they're exposed. Even, you know, me being a volunteer, you know, it's opened, you know, some different avenues, especially going to the alderman, to the meeting with the alderman, going to the mayor's first meeting. So that was pretty awesome. So just the kids being able to walk in the Inglewood Parade and they're able to show their faces and walk with pride, and people are looking at them knowing their eyes are on them from all the positive things that they're doing in the community. I think that's amazing. So I love working with Stay Lit, and that to see the kids being excited to participate in these events that we have is awesome.
Well, I want to chime in and talk about, I think, the most exciting. I know this was one of, because, you know, everything we do is exciting. But we took a road trip.
Yes.
We took a road trip to Wisconsin. And, I mean, even for me being the executive director, planning that out, receiving the phone calls, because there was a ministry, a youth ministry in Wisconsin that themed their weekend, their youth explosion, around Stay Lit.
Yes.
And so we were literally the guest, the special guest for, you know, the event, which was phenomenal. So we piled in and we drove to Wisconsin to experience a youth ministry having a youth explosion based on the Stay Lit theme.
Yeah.
So that was, again, one of the most phenomenal feelings that I've had, you know, like, wow, we done went out of state with this thing.
Yes.
You know, we're impacting people that we don't even know we're reaching.
Yes.
So you tell me, how was that for you to participate in going to Wisconsin?
Yes.
You want to go ahead?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It was a wonderful experience. It was wonderful to take the road trip. It was wonderful to be able to attend the youth explosion, and it actually touched me a lot because I got closure on something that been going on in my life for a long time.
Wow. So, like, when you first heard that it was an opportunity to go, like, what did you think? How did you feel?
I was like, no, it's just not the answer. It is yes. I will be ready. I am ready. I will meet you there. Let's go. When is we going? How long is it going to be? What time? What do I need to wear? What I need to do?
Right.
I was just ready.
Yes, and so for you,
I had the same feeling.
It was just like, let's go.
Yes, like, let's go. I'm like, no can't be an answer. We're going to work this out. I was able to go. We had an amazing time.
Yeah.
We listened to music. Once we got there, you know, being highlighted as Stay Lit and us getting up, you know, in numbers, it was just like an amazing feeling.
So cool.
And then even the service, it was like an awakening experience as well. So it was definitely something that was awesome to be a part of. And I encourage more youth, like if you have any youth that is watching, you know, bring them over, bring them to the office, and we're looking for you to
more than happy to receive
to come with us, because there's so many opportunities that we get.
Indeed.
And it's opportunity that you do not want to miss.
Yes. No, we literally, we're blessed. We're blessed people, and that brings me to the food pantry that you were able to participate in as well. You know, I think that was your first time volunteering at a food pantry. So tell me how that was like. You know, how did that make you feel to be able to rep Stay Lit at the food pantry?
Yes, it made me feel wonderful because you never know when somebody needs that extra meal. It was wonderful to learn new things about fruits because I had never heard of a fruit called, it's like an orange, but it's not really an orange.
A navel?
No, it's
tangerine.
Grapefruit. I never
thought. Okay.
Of a grapefruit, and it tastes amazing.
Wow.
You like it?
Yes.
You eat it with sugar?
No. it be breakfast. Like sometimes I just need that boost because being a college student, them waking up early morning class, you got to make sure you're there on time.
Yeah.
But the food pantry, it was wonderful to see all the people. It was just wonderful to be there, and I cannot wait to volunteer anywhere else.
Well, so yeah, and then Jade, of course, had an experience that you didn't get the opportunity to go to. Jade, you went into the federal prison with Stay Lit. We had an opportunity to go in and do mock interview sessions with, what was it? How many was it, Jade?
Over 100?
It was definitely, we had over 100 men who were prepared to come home, and in that preparation we wanted to make sure that they would be able to properly articulate whatever skills and abilities that they had for employment. And so we got a call, and of course we went right on into the federal prison to help prepare young men for returning home and make them a little bit more employable. Mm-hmm. So with that, Jay, you were able to experience that for the first time. Tell us how it was for you.
Shame on me for judging, but I went in with my own little stigmas, they was gonna be so rough and their presence are gonna be intimidating, but it was not like that at all. They were all respectful, and you can tell that they were a little nervous about how they were going to re-enter, because most of them, we found out, they want to really be entrepreneurs. They want to be self-sustained. So that was pretty amazing to just sit and know that somebody looked to you for your help, especially being a young woman, being a woman in general. The level of respect and the attention that they gave, receiving that information, they actually took it in. So that was mind-blowing, and it was really near and dear to my heart because my father is in their system. So I almost was near tears, at leaving, because it was so impactful, because there were fathers in there, there were uncles in there, and they missed their children, they missed out on their kids' lives. So them sharing that story, it touched me, because I was able to express to them that they strengthened their kids more than they hurt them. So
okay. Well, yeah, and of course, I'm sure that's super near and dear to your heart, and so I'm glad that there was another perspective you were able to bring based on that experience. So I want to wrap up by talking about the 79th Street Renaissance Festival that we just had. What was that, yesterday?
Yes.
Ooh, we did prayer, praise, and prophecy at the 79th Street Renaissance Festival. And again, this whole Stay Lit, I tell you, this LIT, Living in Truth, is for real.
Yes.
We really represent ourselves, God first, ourselves, and then this organization. So we were able to pray for the community, pray for families. We were able to pray for children going back to school. We were able to pray for the community. We were able to just decree and declare just some powerful things in the atmosphere, because we want wealth and prosperity and long life and longevity for our children, the youth, and our families, right? So I just want to let you know that we do have our next meeting. We have our September 21st at 9 a.m. We have our community breakfast meeting at our location. And that is going to be a meeting where we're going to talk about, again, the things that we're doing coming up. So I certainly invite you to come out, 9 a.m. Saturday, September 21st, and we certainly welcome you to come. Call us 773-797-2008, and we certainly appreciate you joining us today. So thank you all so much for tuning in.